House Bill HB 2032, Public Schools Innovation Plans. This bill is scheduled to be heard in the House Education Committee on Tuesday the 2nd. It was introduced by Representative UDALL. And there's not a whole lot about this bill that I like. I really dislike what's happening here. For one thing, you have to have a bill, you have to have a law so that people can do innovation in the school. It doesn't mention how much money it's going to cost. It seems like it's an open-ended bureaucratic playground, so where you can do all kinds of things. It's just and let's face it. It appears to be, to me, it appears to be a way for the district schools to claim, at least, that they are competing or that they're going to be competitive with the charter schools and the public schools, because we say, okay, we can have innovation. Why they don't do innovation without all this? Why can it be done at the local level without all this bureaucratic stuff going on? Folks, if you read this bill, as Archie and I have, there's a lot of material there that probably does not need to be there. So I really don't like the bill. Now, Archie may like it, but I don't particularly care much for it.
You know, I have told you folks in other segments that whenever you see the word appropriation on a bill, you need to immediately start grabbing for your wallet, because they're coming to take your money away from you. And I will tell you that in no small measure, there are certain members of our legislature that I think that same rule applies, and UDALL is one of them. I have not seen a bill yet presented by UDALL that is not in some way or another trying to take the money out of your pocket. And while this bill is not specifically about money, in one sense, yet it is in another.
Yeah, it is about money. It's just that they don't mention it, because there's no way you can do all this without more money.
No, you can't. You can't.
You can't. It just doesn't tell you that. And maybe that's an oversight.
This allows an individual school, and I don't know how they make the determination in that individual school. Does the superintendent and the principal and all of the teachers, as well as the school board, do they all get together and say, we want to change the way we teach history to your kids? We've got a great new innovative way to do that, and we want to change it. And it doesn't matter what course it is, they're going to change how they teach your student all courses in class, because they've come up with some new great idea, and they present this idea to the Board of Education, and the Board of Education says, that sounds like a great idea, you can do this for 5 years, right? And then at the end of that 5 years, they can renew it for another 5 years. The sad part about it is that if you read portion of this bill, it goes on to say, well, if at the end of that period of time the students want to go back to a regular public school and they can't perform at that public school level, then the public school can't penalize them for not being taught what they should have already been taught.
Never mind that they don't know if it was a failure and they don't know the subject, doesn't matter. They would have to. They cannot penalize. They have to pass them regardless.
Right, they have to pass them. Right. Yeah. And whenever you have a student then that can't learn this, hasn't learned the subject matter, then at some point in time it's going to cost somebody some money. It's down to this again, in my humble opinion, and I agree with Jose. This is a terrible bill and should never see the light of day.